Der junge Richard North muss gegen einen ganz etablierten Profi ran, der seit vielen Jahren schon im Geschäft ist. 2004, da gewann er das World Masters, dann kam er später zur PDC, stand in einigen Major-Finals, hat 7 Pro-Tour-Turniere gewonnen, unter anderem auch eines auf der European Tour. Die aktuelle Nummer 20 der Welt, die Rede ist vom König, The King, Mervyn King! Und Caller dieser dritten Partie ist The Voice himself, Ross Bray.
Well, it's time for the King and the North here at the Happy Bet European Darts Match Play. Mervyn King, former winner on the European Tour, former World Master, of course, a legend, a veteran, a man who knows what it takes in every level of the game to go on and claim big titles. Against a man making his way in his first year in PDC darts. Richard North on his European Tour debut, seeing off Mickey Mansell, dropping only 1 leg in the process yesterday. And looking to make it through to the final day of action on his Euro Tour debut would be quite some feat. Has played Mervyn King before. In his very first Players' Championship event this year. Was beaten 6-2 by the King. He's made a habit of punishing these young upstarts and showing them who the boss is. Dan Dawson in the commentary box for this one. Paul Nicholson alongside me. I'm sure you've had many run-ins with the King in your time as a professional dart player, Paul.
We've had a few, and I've shared a table with Mervyn for the best part of a decade. Spent a lot of time with Merv.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
My condolences.
First leg, Richard to throw first. Game on!
Mervyn would say exactly the same to me as well. Got to know Mervyn very well. He's done almost everything in the game of darts.
76.
But Richard North has pretty much talked everything in the game of darts, and he's only just started.
Well, he does not shut up, Richard North. But despite being the mouth of the South, he hasn't quite figured out what to do with himself at his walk-on, has he? He's not really got it down. It's sort of a bit confused, sort of wandering about, waves his arms about a bit, but hasn't really quite got used to the big stage. And let me tell you, he thought yesterday was absolutely buzzing. He was second game on yesterday in front of about 700-800 people. There is 3 times that many in the hall here in Hamburg today. And it will get very loud, very hot, and it will be bouncing if these two really do get going in this game. And there's every chance.
I know Merv is thrilled to be back in the seeds. You can see he's got that number 16 next to his name. It's a very good thing to be a seed, but that 16 also corresponds with Michael van Gerwen, who's the number 1. That's where the seeds meet each other, potentially, because small matter of John Henderson for Michael van Gerwen later on, who played exceptionally well, especially in the last 4 legs of his match yesterday.
Yeah, a bit of a poison chalice, the number 16 seed. I mean, we just had Alan Norris and Darryl Gurney in action here, both of them winning their games and will pick up ranking money this weekend. They're fighting out to get number 16 in the world. And again, you know, great to be in the top 16, but there is a caveat, and that is you can often end up meeting the world number 1 very, very soon in big TV tournaments.
Richard require 140.
Ton 40 for Richard North, needs it just to hold his throw. Mervyn King sat on tops, and he is going to get a go at double top. And Mervyn King, despite the fact that he is one of, if not the best double 16 hitter in the world, he's actually deadly on tops as well. He's not hit it this time. Or the 10s.
20.
Well, let off.
You require 97.
Penny for Merv's thoughts there. He thought that leg was over. But Richard North can put that one next to his name if he can hit this 97. He's now got 76. Just getting confirmation there from Russ Bray.
61.
Well, that's one way to go. He's left it.
Require 20.
But Merv comes back for double 10 to take this first leg. It's a lovely guide. Hasn't moved. Didn't need to.
The first leg.
The King's one up.
Mervyn King.
Yeah, it does get over the line.
First.
Richard North looking for a double finish there. Curious that he stayed on the double with that last start. In the end, it didn't matter. Mervyn took out the double 10. And it's a break of throw. And what a start to this second leg.
140.
Well, Richard's wearing his lucky shirt again, the one that he wore yesterday. The one that I eloquently mentioned had a few loose threads.
Does he have another shirt?
He has another one, but he doesn't like them as much as this one. And if he's going to be called the Mouth of the South, then it's the same nickname as a famous wrestling manager by the name of Jimmy Hart, who used to walk around with a megaphone.
There you go.
Don't give Richard North a megaphone.
No. Well, it doesn't need one, does he?
135.
No, he did mention to me this morning in the transit on the way over here. He said, "You keep talking about the fact I talk too much."
135.
Shut up, then.
Yeah. He did want me to mention that he's missing his good lady at home. And he's trying his best for the both of them. He does send his best wishes back home.
89.
But he's got an uphill task today against a seasoned veteran in Mervyn King.
Yeah, they don't come much more experienced than the King. 51 years old, been playing this game since his early teens. I mean, he was something of a prodigy even then. But the longevity of Mervyn King, when you look at players that have come and gone, the fact that Mervyn King is still up there, number 20 in the world ranking, going that idiosyncratic route for 80. And it doesn't work for him this time. Mervyn does get a dart at a double, so it's not really like he's lost out. But
he's hit his double already in the match, but it wasn't for the leg.
Just taking a moment here, North.
Game shown the second leg.
Very impressive, Richard North.
Third leg, Richard to throw first. Game on.
Of course, Richard's from the south of England, hence the Mouth of the South remark. And he plays a lot of local darts against Simon Whitlock, Andy Jenkins,
60.
all the other great players from that area. Well, Andy Jenkins did play here yesterday, and he decided to catch the flight out to Gatwick this morning at 7 o'clock. And this is the great thing about professional darts sometimes. Andy Jenkins was eliminated yesterday. First thing, I'm going to go home and play another tournament. He's playing in the Hampshire Open today. But Richard North is playing in the Happy Bet European Darts Matchplay still. And I'm sure he's very happy about that.
And who knows what he could do, because
140.
look, he's had, in a very short space of time, a lot of notable wins, Richard North. He had one weekend in Milton Keynes on the Pro Tour where he had back-to-back quarterfinals.
45.
But talk about a baptism of fire. We had those UK Open qualifiers straight after Q School where he got his card. Let's see if Merv can fill this up. And he can! There we go! Mervyn King with the first 180. And he is miles ahead in this leg. It looks like we're going to see another break of throw here. 9 for double 16 is nailed on the route. Double 8 now.
25.
Well, still 300 points clear almost.
So you know that Merv will not be happy about the fact that he didn't hit either double 8 or double 16.
That is the Merv area of the board.
Mervyn, you require 16.
Don't anticipate him missing it this time. And he
Game
doesn't.
shown the third leg.
13 darter in response to the 13 darter in the last leg. So yeah, Richard North won his tour card. And then we've got the 6 UK Open qualifiers, and then the Players' Championship Series starts. So the first 7 events, and it was the 7th event where he met Mervyn King and was beaten in the second round. The players that beat him, among them, Jelle Klaassen, former world champion. Raymond van Barneveld, 5-time world champion. We saw Peter Wright, the world number 3, knock him out. And Peter Wright was winning everything at the start of this year. And Mervyn. So, I mean, you've got 4 incredibly talented and informed players there that he's run into very early on. But he'd beaten some big names as well. He beat Gurney. He beat former World Championship finalist Andy Hamilton. He beat Adrian Lewis, 2-time world champion. He beat Alan Norris, who was a Euro Tour champion at the time. He's turned up in PDC darts and seemingly playing without fear, beating some big names. All right, it's taken other big names to stop him in these tournaments. But it's been very impressive for a guy who's basically come out of playing local league darts.
Very accurate indeed. And that is the message really to everybody out there who's watching this who wants to play on the PDC Pro Circuit.
30.
If you want to get on this stage, they're the talents that you've got to beat.
Yeah, that's the school you're joining, essentially. I mean, he did go to Q School back in 2015 and 2012, and he did nothing. He barely won a game. And he played a bit of Challenge Tour last year, but didn't really do anything. So it's not as if, you know, it's not as if he'd suggested that he was going to go and be as successful as he has been this year. But Richard North, something has clicked for him, and he just seems to be on a bit of a crest of a wave. And on his Euro Tour debut here, he's taken on Mervyn King for a place in the final day of action. All right, Mervyn is getting the better of him at the minute. It's still early days.
But the positive thing about Richard North is that he's constantly got better. Always getting better. And this season could well be
60.
one of those benchmarks you can say, right, okay, we can start from here and get even better. But he's got Mervyn King in his way, who will be livid about this. That means he is not going to be going at double 16 next. He's going to be going at tops now.
44.
Just low on the tops again, Mervyn King, but he'll have a look at that double 10, which he did eventually hit in the first leg, but he's going to be under some pressure. Quite a lot of pressure, it seems. Oh, why not? Fill it up to lead 17. There's 2,500 fans here, Richard North. You may as well make use of them. Oh, last start, Merv, and it is a 3-1 lead that Mervyn King has established. That's the first hold of throw we've seen in this one, but that gambit of leaving an odd number for Richard North very nearly paid off there for him.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to bring the crowd to their feet. And it's quite clever, that, actually. So it might have just put Merv off his rhythm ever so slightly.
Or maybe not.
Not
there. Steady on, Ross. He has got his earplugs in, Mervyn King, a regular fixture for the King. Just tries
97.
to block out whatever is going on in the crowd. I've seen him fall foul of some crowd reactions in the past, but hang about. This would liven them up, wouldn't it? He might even take his earplugs out if he puts in 3 more perfect darts, because that would be the first 9 darter on the Euro Tour for 4 years. Can the King pull it off?
I think if he hits this, his earplugs will just fly out. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Oh, twice now, in less than 24 hours, we've been denied a 9-darter on double 12. Mervyn King, fantastic, fantastic effort.
For the second day running, double 12 is missed for perfection. Adrian Lewis last night, Mervyn King today. 1 missed inside, 1 missed outside, both by the narrowest of margins, and the curse of Ross Smith remains unbroken. The last man to hit a 9-darter on the Euro Tour back in 2013. This is an 11-darter for Mervyn King and another break of throw.
Game on.
Great leg of darts from the number 16 seed. Brings the crowd to their feet, and now their adrenaline levels out there have got to somewhat come down a little bit more, because we have a match to finish off here, and it looks like Mervyn King is going to boss this.
Well, Mervyn King, he has won one of these European Tour events before. That was in Sindelfingen at the Glaspalast.
60.
He's been around for so long, but he's always a threat. And he goes through these purple patches where he just regularly starts going deep in tournaments. And this year, he's been playing some excellent stuff. Couple of quarterfinals, couple of semi-finals, and a final as well. And he was only beaten in a deciding leg in that final by Rob Cross when he won his first PDC title. And I think at the time, you know, Merv would have probably gone into that as favourite. I think you've seen what Rob Cross has been doing all the way through this year, and it just perhaps puts into context that, you know, there are plenty of players. The best players in the world have gone up against Rob Cross this year and have been found wanting. Mervyn was very, very close to overcoming him.
Well, Merv was saying to me about a month ago that he was thinking about slowing down and all this kind of stuff, but I know Merv better than that. He was just saying that to test his own mindset.
If Mervyn King was thinking about slowing down and perhaps not competing as much or whatever, then he wouldn't turn up 27 hours before he's due on stage to do non-stop practice.
What's even more interesting is that for this event he's a seed, so he didn't have to go to the qualifiers at all. I walked into the qualifiers on the afternoon of the Friday in Milton Keynes to get ready for this event, and he was the only man in there. He still turned up early, and yes, we make fun of it, but it shows the sheer love for the game that Mervyn has.
Oh, look at this. What a setup shot. Mervyn King, 150 to leave his favourite double 16. And Richard North, look, he was very impressive yesterday in his Euro Tour debut, winning 6-1 against Mickey Mansell. But he is being given an absolute lesson by Mervyn King today. 8-8. Still 8-8. Oh, he's busted it. Well, if you're not going to hit it, may as well bust it and leave 16 again.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's a very clever miss.
And unfortunately, that's not a clever miss from Richard North. 90 off, leaves 57, but Mervyn King, 32. You give him one dart at 16, you might miss it. They give him 2 visits, and I don't think he's going to miss it very often. 5-1 to Mervyn King. He is 1 leg away, and it is turning into a very, very good day for the Merverts, the fans of Mervyn King. Very nearly producing a perfect leg, and very close to a convincing victory that would put him through to the final day of action, where it is either John Henderson or the world #1 Michael Van Gerwen who awaits. And he's in again, and again.
I'll have a look at the equipment of Mervyn King as well, because he has fiddled around with a few different barrels over the last couple of years. He's gone to a straight barrel with a little bit of knurling and some red stripes in there. He's used some absolutely horrible looking polka dot darts. But ultimately, he goes back to the swerve darts.
Yeah, those little bamboo cane style
That's the ones. And they're the ones that he invariably plays the best with. But he does like to tinker. He is from the same area of the country as Peter Wright. Tinker country.
Well, of course, did they play pairs together for a while back in the day?
I've got a very good photograph of them winning the Gold Cup pairs back in the mid-90s.
Yeah, unrecognisable, a pair of them. Very different hairstyles both.
42.
Well, Merv had some.
Mervyn, you require 149.
149 for a fanfare finish for the King.
It's a lovely finish for the King because it ends in 16. 77 leaves 72.
93. Richard, you require 116.
Now, to stay in the match, Richard North has got to go north. He's going to go south first. Single 19 to go to the top of the shop. Northie for the one at the top. And there he is.
Richard North.
Still learning and still sticking in there.
Game on.
Got to be commended. Good, solid stuff.
Well, when these two met back in the opening Players' Championship event of the year, it did finish 6-2 to Mervyn King, and that ton 40 makes it very likely that this one may be exactly the same scoreline. Mervyn King was knocked out at this stage of the tournament here last year by Darrell Gurney, who averaged more than 104 in his 6-3 win against him. Merv averaged 99, he played well. He's not quite hit those heights, but he very nearly produced perfection, and he's just had too much for Richard North so far today. It's going to take a very, very big turnaround for North to overcome King and book his place in the last day of action to face Hendo or MVG.
I just noticed something about Mervyn as well, which I've never seen before. Throughout his entire career, he's always worn a gold bracelet on his right wrist. Maybe Merv has been reading some fashion magazines because he's got something a bit more hipster style on his wrist today. Something that doesn't go up and down his arm. Something that's a bit tighter.
He's got some sort of... He's not been to a festival, has he?
95.
Is it New Age Merv?
Moving to require 160.
Find him in the green fields. Oh, no, looks a bit. Eating quinoa and knitting. Oh, treble 17 for ball would have been the shot. But that sets it up very nicely indeed, and Mervyn King is going to get match darts when he returns to the board. 6-2 it finished. The first time these guys met, it looks as if it might be the same. North on a 2-darter, but double 12 for Mervyn King. He nearly hit it earlier on for the 9-darter. But he hits it now to close it out. Mervyn King, a very efficient display from the King, watched by Chris Dobie there, you see. Richard North, an impressive debut from the young man on the European Tour, but it comes to an end in the second round. The King is through. Long live the King. MVG or John Henderson awaits next. But coming up, it's the most recent winner on the European Tour, the bully boy Michael Smith, the number 13 seed, as he takes on the young Belgian Mike de Decker.
King, Mervyn King. Damit zieht auch er in das Achtelfinale ein. Aber ein guter Auftritt von Richard North bei seinem Debüt auf der European Tour. Viel knapper kann Mervyn King diesen einen Dart einer Doppel-12 nicht vorbeischrubben. Wir waren nah dran am perfekten Spiel. Mervyn, congratulations. We have to talk about this double 12. We are waiting for the 9-darter on European Tour. That's unbelievable.
Sorry, guys. Next time.
Yeah, but, you know, even though the average was not that high, it was 93, 94, but that was a good game.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's a great player. I was expecting him to play like he did before against Mickey Mantle. It wasn't his finest hour, but that wasn't mine. But at the end of the day, it was a tough game. And he took his chances when he had them. So, you know, you can only applaud him for that. And he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future.
Yeah. So it's kind of warm over here, huh?
Yeah, a little, yeah.
Merv, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you.
Mervyn King. Next.